writer means the poet who is writing a religious song or a poem of praise to God. That is hymn, and he was a hymn writer. Okay, and often he called the father of the English hymn writing. He is the father of the English hymn writing. He was the first popular English hymn writer. Okay, so it is his introduction. See, again I am telling one time, he is a popular hymn writer. Okay, he often called the father of English hymn writing. Okay, what is the hymn writing? A religious song or a poem of praise to God. Okay, so see, this is the poem, How Does the Little Busy Bee? Here, what is the meaning of doth? Yes, what is the meaning of doth? Doth means does. Okay, doth means does. D-O-E-S, does. Doth is an old English. Okay, and in a new English, the meaning of doth is does. Okay, so how does the little busy bee? Okay, now see. First, I am reading the poem. How does the little busy bee improve each shining earth and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? How skillful she builds her sail. How neat she spread her wax and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Okay, it is the first poem about the little busy bee. Now the second part is about the crocodile. Okay, a parody. See, how doth the little crocodile improves his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden. How cheerful he seems to grin, how neatly spread his claws, and welcomes little fish in with gently smiling jaws. And this second poem is written by Lewis Carroll. Okay, second poem is written by Lewis Carroll. Now see first part of the poem, that is How Doth the Little Busy Bee. The first part is about a little bee, little busy bee. Okay, so see first part. In the first part there are two stanzas. Okay, there are two stanzas. How doth the little busy bee till from every opening a flower, means it is the first stanza of the poem. Okay, and see, this is the second stanza of the poem. This is the second stanza of the poem, means in that poem there are only two stanzas. Okay, so see here, first stanza. How doth the little busy bee improves its shining earth and gather honey all the day from every opening flowers. Okay, here poet says that the busy little bee collects honey all the day. You know that bee collects the honey. Okay, so here poet is saying that the little busy bee, how doth the little busy bee, how does the little busy bee improves its shining earth and gather honey all the time from every opening flowers. Okay, so here the poet is telling that he uses here the example of a little busy bee who is busy whole day, who is working hard whole day. So here the poet is uses the example of a busy bee to teach the value of a hard work. Okay, because she is busy all the day, because she is busy whole day. So here So here, because of her hard work, we can teach a value of the hard work. Okay, the poet wonders as to how the little busy bee is so busy. The poet has a wonder why the how. Yes, why the little busy bee is busy. Okay, how it becomes more energetic. She is very busy whole day, she is working hard. Okay, she become still she is more energetic and works even harder as the day goes by. Means she works very hard. Okay, whole day. He also wonders how it is able to gather honey all day long, moving from flowers to flowers. See, from every opening flowers. So here poet is telling that means he also wonders how it is able to gather honey all day long, moving from flowers to flowers. Okay, so it tells us how a little bee regularly works hard to collect honey from the different flowers and store it well in the honeycomb. Here see in the second stanza how skillfully how skillfully she builds her cell. Okay, so see here she collects the money of whole day. Okay, she regularly collects the money whole day. She regularly work hard to collect honey from different flowers and store it well in a honeycomb. Okay, and the busy bee has been used here a model of sincere efforts. Okay, here poet the poet uses that busy bee, okay, for a model of a sincere efforts. You know students, the little busy bee busy every day to collecting honey. Okay, rather than she is very energetic. Okay, and she works very hard for collecting the honey. Okay, she works hard and she collect the honey from every opening flower. She collect money from different flowers and store it well in the honeycomb. Okay, the busy bee has been used here for a model of a hard work, for a model of the sincere efforts. Now see second stanza here. Now see second stanza here. How skillfully she builds her sail. Okay, how skillfully she builds her sail. How neat she spread the wax and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Okay, so in the second stanza, the poet is telling that how skillfully she has a skill. Okay, how skillfully she builds her sail. You know that you have seen that sail honeycomb of the bee. Okay, so how skillfully you can see that it is like the net. Okay, like the net she built her sail. Okay, how skillfully she builds her sail inside the honeycomb. Okay, she neatly spread all the wax and makes honey from the nectar and works hard to store it well. Okay, see here, labor hard. What is the meaning of labor hard? Labor hard means work hard. Okay, she work hard to store it well in the honeycomb and with the sweet food she make. Okay, how skillfully she builds her sail, how neat she spread her wax. So here in the second stanza, the poet tells us that the female honeybee skillfully builds the sail inside the honeycomb. You know that there is a box. Okay, there is a box. How? And in that box she just create all the she bring all the money. She bring all the honey and she collect there, and there in that box she build that sail. Okay, she built her sail there. She built her sail there, and very skillfully she sprayed her wax. Okay, whatever she bring from that flowers. Okay, nectar from that flowers. Okay, she spread it very skillfully in that box. Okay, and she made. Okay, and labors hard to store it well. Okay, so see, it is a small honeybee. Okay, and if you saw that honeycomb, it is very big. Okay, and see how hard work they just do. Okay, how hard work they just do for that. Okay, so skillfully she builds her sail, neatly she spread the wax. Okay, and she do very hard work to store it well with the sweet food she make, and she made her sweet food, that is honey. Okay, she made honey. Okay, so see here, by using the example of the honeybee. Okay, means busy bee. So here poet is telling that she is very busy, she is doing very hard work. Okay, it is a energetic example for us that that whole day she is busy for doing her work. Okay, and very skillfully she is doing her work. Okay, she very skillfully, very neatly, okay, she is doing her work. So it is, the poet is giving us a example of the honeybee. Now see, second part of the poem, that is a parody. Okay, and this poem is about the crocodile, a little crocodile. Okay, so see here in the second part of the poem, how doth the little crocodile improves his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale. Okay, now here the poet is giving us another example. Okay, that is of the crocodile. Okay, and see the crocodile as a model of being lazy and playing tricks. Okay, the crocodile is a model, it is an example of being lazy. Okay, and playing tricks. So here the poet is talking about the crocodile that lives in a river Nile. Okay, so see here, how doth the little crocodile improves his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale. So here two examples the poet is giving. First example of the yes, hardworking busy bee, and another example of the and uh, lazy crocodile which play tricky things to the animals. Okay, so see here, here the poet is talking about the crocodile that lives in a river Nile. He tells us that the crocodile improves his look by pouring water on his body, which makes it shine, and the scales appear golden under the rays of sun. Okay, so here the poet is telling that the crocodile, all day the crocodile just pour the water of the Nile. Okay, the crocodile who lives in the river Nile. Okay, all day he just pour water on his body. Why just he pour water on his body? Because he has to improve his look. He has to improve his look. That's why he just pour the water on his body and makes it shine and scale appear on every day golden scale. So here he just pour the water on his body, which makes it shine and scales appear golden under the rays of the sun. Okay, and this will make him look very attractive, so fishes that he wants to prey on, whatever he has to eat. Okay, means the fishes that he wants to prey on, he wants to catch on, so they just attract to see the crocodile. Okay, this will means that look, shining look of the crocodile make him look very attractive to the fishes that he wants to prey on. Okay, okay. So this is the first stanza from the second part. Now see second stanza. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spread he claws and welcomes little fishes in with the gently smiling jaws. Okay, so here what is the meaning of grin? Grin means give a big smile. Grin means give a big smile showing one's teeth. Okay, means broad smile. Now claws. Claws means what? Curved and pointed hard nails. Okay, curved and pointed hard nails. That is claws. Okay, and see here in the second stanza, the crocodile cheerfully grins and smiles. Okay, so what is the meaning of grin? That broad smile. Okay, so crocodile cheerfully gives a smile. Okay, crocodile cheerfully grins and smiles, but his smile is a mask. You know, his smile is a mask. He puts to hide his real intention of attracting the fishes. Okay, you know that he has to catch the fish. Okay, that's why he just give the broad smile to that fishes. Okay, his smile is a mask. He puts to hide his real intention, his real face. That's why he just give the broad smile to attract the fishes towards him. Behind the fake smile is this neatly spreading his claws. How neatly spreading his claws. So see here, the poet is telling that how neatly spread he his claws, because of he has to attract the fishes to prey on. Okay, behind the fake smile is a beast neatly spreading his claws, all the while lurking and waiting for an opportunity to strike at the innocent little fishes that may come to exchange the pleasantries with him. Okay, so here the crocodile, the poet is telling that the poet is uses a crocodile as a model of the lazy and playing tricks. It discusses, yes, how a crocodile lazily throws water on its scales to shine its tail. Okay, shine his body to attract the fishes towards him. The crocodile keeps a smiling face to attract the fishes. Okay, and neatly he spread his claws. Okay, neatly he spread his curved and pointed hard nails. Okay, that is claw. The crocodile keeps a smiling face to attract the fish. He cleverly preys on fish and welcomes them into his mouth with smiling jaws. Okay, so here cleverly preys on. He cleverly preys on fish and welcomes the fishes in gently. Okay, with the smiling jaws. Okay, into his mouth with the smiling jaws. Okay, so this is the poem which is written by the poet Lewis Carroll. Okay, so the aim of this parody is not only to make fun of the original writing, okay, but also to take its readers know the difference between the vices and virtues, what is good and what is bad. Okay, a bee will always example of the good behavior. See here, in the first part the poet gives us the example of the bee. Okay, the poet told here that hard work of the bees. Okay, but in the second stanza the poet told us that about the crocodile will always be mischievous. Okay, means he always wear a mask. Okay, because he always put his fake mask. Okay, fake marks to hide his real intention. Okay, to hide his real intention. He always put a mask on his face of the smiling. Okay, and he hide his real intention. But Busy Bee always hard work, always do the hard work. Okay, she labors hard and she make her food for herself. Okay, so these are the two examples in the first part of the poem. How doth the little busy bee, how does the little busy bee? In that part, the poet is telling about a little busy bee who is very hard working. Okay, so the poet says that busy little bee collecting honey all day along with every bird that has begun to bloom, means from the every opening flower she collect the nectar. Okay, it keeps improving as time pass. Okay, the bee then skillfully builds a cell, means here cell means what? Honeycomb. Okay, which is like a compartment in the honeycomb. Okay, she spread the wax neatly and work hard to store it with the sweet food that she is prepares. And now see, in the second part, a parody, the poet is telling that the little crocodile makes his shining tail look better. He pours the water on the river Nile and he pours the water of the river Nile on all his golden scale for shining. Okay, he grins cheerfully and spread his claws neatly, and he welcomes all little fish into his jaws, which seems to smiling gently. So it is a poem about the honeybee, which is very hardworking, and the crocodile, which is always be mischievous with the other. Okay, means he not behave good with the other. Okay, so see again one time I'm repeating full poem here. Okay, so this 2.4, it contains two poems, for one of which is written by the Isaac Watts and the other which is written by the Lewis Carroll. Okay, how does the little busy bee by Watts, okay, by Isaac Watts, is the original poem, okay, which is written against sitting idle and playing mischief. It uses the example of a bee to teach us the value of the hard work. In the first part, we saw that there is an example of the little busy bee, okay, and this is example of a bee which teaches us a values of the hard work and sincerity. Okay, see, it tells us how little busy bee regularly work hard to collect honey from the different flowers, from the different opening flowers, and store it well in the honeycomb. Okay, the bee has been use here a model of efforts, the model of hard work. Okay, and on the other hand, a parody by Carol Lewis Carroll. Okay, it pokes a fun at the original poem by giving an example of the crocodile. Okay, it follows the similar rhyming pattern and structure of the sentences. See, follow the similar pattern, that is two stanzas and two stanzas in the first part and in the second part also. Okay, but with a different tone. Okay, the first means which we saw in the first part. Okay, the tone is different, and in the second part both the example are controversial. Okay, so see here, it evokes laughter and uses the crocodile as a model of being lazy and playing tricks, while the busy bee was the model of the hard work and sincerity. Okay, it discusses how a crocodile lazily throws water on its scale to shine its tail for attracting the fishes. Okay, the crocodile keeps a smiling faces to attract fish, and he cleverly preys on fish and welcomes them into the mouth with smiling jaws. Okay, and the aim of this parody is not only to make fun at the original writing, better to make readers know the difference between the good and bad. Okay, a bee will always be an example of the good behavior, hard worker. Okay, and the crocodile will always be mischief, means it is the example of the bad. So here there are some words. Okay, shining earth. So what is the meaning of shining earth? Shining earth means daytime, when the sun is shining. Okay, and labor hard means work hard. Okay, then green means give a big smile showing one's teeth, and claws means curved and pointed hard nails. Okay,